I submit to you that Israel is not isolated. And I know the UNESCO vote is reverberating in this room and other rooms. Even there, at the UN, which is a morally bankrupt institution, we are doing better than in the past. Our representative to the UN in New York was successful via political machinations to be elected as the head of a committee. At the UN, we see countries voting better than before, not what we would like to see. It's going from supporting anti-Israeli resolution to abstaining. For example, India, important country. I'll say a few words about India. I talk to Israeli diplomats. They think that our situation at the UN is better. I always skeptic of Israeli diplomats, but they always try to have a different mind, let's put it this way. And I'll give you examples. Let's start with the Muslim world. We all know that countries like Saudi Arabia wants good relations with Israel, under the table, it's true. The Gulf countries similarly want good relations with Israel because they understand that in the current international situations they cannot rely on the United States, and their only hope that somebody will deal with the Iranian threat is Israel. I feel for the Wahhabis, true anti-Semites. Their only hope is the Jewish state. Let's go to Central Asia. A group of Muslim countries. All of them have good relations with the state of Israel. If we go to Asia, our situation is even better. We made a clear decision to emphasize Asia. Countries like China, India, important countries, large countries, have great respect for Israel because we are an old civilization. When I talk to them, they have great respect for the Jewish people. They do not always know exactly how many people we are. Also, it is very important, in contrast to Europe, we didn't kill their God. This is very important. It's a pleasure to talk to Chinese, to Indians. They don't have this anti-Semitic cultural baggage. In Europe, indeed, we have a problem, particularly in Western Europe, for a variety of reasons. Because of their cultural background, because of the increasing presence of Muslims there, because of their anti-Americanism, and we are seen as an American ally. But there is difference in European countries. Somebody distinguished between old Europe and new Europe. The new Europe, Eastern European countries, still have fears of Russia. They have a different strategic culture. Western Europe, for years, thought that they live in a paradise. Maybe Putin, Russia today have reawakened their threat perception. But in East Europe, we do business. And they vote differently. Finally, about US-Israeli relations. We, of course, all know about the tensions, animosity between the leaders of the two countries. And I can understand that sometimes this type of personal feelings do have some influence upon policies. Nevertheless, if we take a look at security relations between the two countries, those relations have improved over the last 8 years under Obama, under President Obama. Israel just signed an agreement, a long-range agreement with the United States, in which the United States commits itself to give for 10 years, beginning in 1918. 1918, Amidor? It's 2018. 2018. Almost $4 billion a year. Some people in Israel have a great appetite, they want more. I understand, I also want more. It's a bit of an improvement over the past, and there are some clauses that are less good than the previous agreement, but still it's a big chunk of money. And United States is a country in which public opinion does influence somewhat decision makers, and in the United States, Israel, despite what you hear, is doing very well over the years. 2/3 of the Americans support Israel, consistently over the years. And the United States is the most important country. There could be changes, of course, but changes take time. So if I sum up my argument, we still face problems. We are not perfect. We live in an imperfect world. We should be aware of it. We just read Genesis, the first chapter. God created an imperfect world. And we should strive for doing better, for tikkun olam. But so far, our achievements are great, and we should be proud of our country. Thank you.